Most people will never know their breaking point, not because they are strong, but because they will never be pushed far enough to find it. There is a place where sleep disappears, where time stretches, where the ocean feels colder than it should, a place designed to make capable men quit, and most of them do. This is not accidental, it is engineered because the mission of the Navy SEALs does not allow hesitation, fatigue, or emotional collapse when failure carries strategic consequences. Only a very specific kind of person can be trusted to act. So the question is not who wants it. The question is, who still functions when everything inside them says stop? By the end of this video, you will understand how the SEALs are forged, not by motivation, but by systematic pressure. You will see why BUDS is less about strength and more about reliability under stress, why emotional control becomes a survival tool, and why these operators are reserved for missions where unpredictability is the baseline. BUDS, Basic Underwater Demolition, SEAL training, is often described as one of the hardest military selections in the world. But difficulty alone is not the objective. Pain is not the objective. Exhaustion is not the objective. The objective is exposure. Candidates are exposed to cold water for hours, to relentless physical evolution, to long-distance runs on unstable sand, to surf torture, linked arm in arm as waves break over them, not to see who performs well once, but to see who remains dependable after the body begins to fail. Because in real operations, fatigue is not an exception, it is the environment. Very early into training, a quiet understanding spreads among candidates. No one cares how strong you were on day one. The only metric that matters is whether you are still operational on day 70. Attrition is expected. In some classes, the majority will ring the bell voluntarily. A brass bell positioned where everyone can see it. 3 rings. Helmet on the ground. Walk away. No punishment. No speeches, just the acknowledgement that the standard is no longer yours to carry. The bell is not there to humiliate, it is there to clarify. Commitment must survive discomfort, otherwise, it is only enthusiasm. Then comes the phase that has shaped the reputation of BUDS far beyond military circles, Hell Week. Over 5 days, candidates sleep a total that can feel almost symbolic. They move constantly, running, swimming, carrying boats, transporting logs. Calories burn faster than they can replace them. Blisters layer over blisters. Judgment slows. Simple arithmetic becomes difficult. And this is where the design becomes psychological, because the body is rarely the first system to fail. The mind begins negotiating. You've done enough. This is unnecessary. You can leave. What instructors watch for is not dominance, it is governance. Can the candidate observe those thoughts and continue anyway? Emotional regulation under chemical level fatigue becomes the difference between staying and quitting. By the end of Hell Week, the class is smaller, but something else has happened. The uncertainty is gone. Those who remain are no longer wondering if they belong there. They are proving they can operate inside instability. This reveals a central truth about the SEAL pipeline. BUDS is not designed to find the strongest. It is designed to find those who function while exhausted, because modern special operations rarely unfold in controlled conditions. Plans shift, weather interferes, intelligence evolves, timing collapses. Operators must make decisions without the luxury of emotional reaction. Calm is not personality, it is trained behavior. Repeated exposure to stress builds familiarity. Familiarity reduces hesitation, and hesitation in high-risk environments spreads quickly across a team. Reliability is contagious, so is panic. Training decides which one you carry. After selection and qualification, Operators are assigned to SEAL teams, units structured for flexibility. Some focus on maritime infiltration, others refine capabilities in desert or urban terrain. Specializations expand into areas like communications, breaching, sniping, and advanced medical support. The intent is modular competence, small elements capable of adapting without waiting for perfect conditions. Above these teams sits a unit often referenced quietly, DevGru, commonly associated with Tier 1 status. Its role is not volume, it is precision, national-level tasking, counterterrorism, hostage rescue, operations where the margin for error approaches zero. Reaching this level does not suggest superiority in character. It suggests consistency, demonstrated over time, under scrutiny, in environments that resist control. So why are the SEALs used for the missions they receive? Because some scenarios cannot tolerate delay, a deteriorating hostage situation, a fleeting high-value target, a denied coastline, an objective deep inside contested space. These are moments where strategic patience runs out and execution becomes the only remaining language. But execution requires something rare: the ability to compress fear, process complexity, and act with clarity, not once, repeatedly. There is a tendency, from a distance, to interpret special operations through the lens of intensity alone. But intensity is temporary. The real currency is dependability. When communications fracture, when variables multiply, when the timeline shrinks, someone must remain functional. That requirement shapes everything: selection, training, culture. Forging a SEAL is less like building strength and more like removing what cannot be trusted under pressure, until what remains is predictable, even inside chaos. Very few people will ever attend BUDS. Fewer will finish, and an even smaller number will spend years operating in the kinds of environments these units prepare for. But the legacy of the SEALs is not defined by mythology. It is defined by a quieter principle. When the situation stops tolerating mistakes, send the people who were trained for exactly that moment. If you value disciplined, doctrine-focused breakdowns of elite units, subscribe. This channel is built for viewers who prefer depth over noise. And if this perspective shifted how you see special operations, let us know in the comments. Is resilience something you are born with, or something pressure creates?